While the Minnesota defense struggled in 2020, Zimmer's blitz packages were able to manufacture some pressure amid injuries to key players like Danielle Hunter, Anthony Barr, and Eric Kendricks. Compounding the issue that the Vikings were facing were rookie corners Jeff Gladney and Dantzler. With no true edge rushers and a young secondary, Zimmer was forced to lean on creative blitz packages to try and manufacture pressure and got some mixed results. There are two real schools of thought on how to protect struggling guys in the secondary. Both have some risks, and you can either play coverage and give them help over the top, and that sacrifices some pass rush, or you can try to accelerate the timeline of the play and force the quarterback to get the ball out quickly. That can expose guys if they can't hold up in man coverage, but it also lets them play a little bit more aggressively since they know the ball needs to be out quickly. Zimmer's double A gap look puts stress on protection plans for the offense. There are only so many guys that can stand a block, and the two walked up linebackers can force offensive lines to slide the wrong way, block nobody, or create an overload. The goal of a defensive coordinator on blitz looks are to do one of four things. Number one, get two defenders on the personal protector. Number two, create a mismatch. Number three, get an offensive lineman that's blocking nobody. Or number four, keep the running back in. Here, the Vikings get an offensive lineman blocking nobody. That leaves one of their A-gap linebackers with a free run at the quarterback. The Panthers are an empty, which leaves them with just their 5 offensive linemen to block up 6 potential rushers that are walked up in gaps. Zimmer loves to show this look and bail out of it so that offenses struggle to determine who needs to be blocked. Carolina calls a 3-man slide to the left side to protect against Kendricks and the 2 defensive linemen with their hands in the dirt. The center, left guard, and left tackle are sliding to take those 3 leftmost defenders. That isolates the right guard and right tackle on the 2 defensive linemen to the right. That's not a great protection plan for the Panthers, but it's made even worse by Kendricks bailing out of the blitz and number 50 Eric Wilson coming on the rush. The center slides left to take on Kendricks, which leaves him blocking nobody, and Wilson has a direct line to the quarterback. Bridgewater knows he has to get the ball out quickly, but so do the defensive backs of Minnesota. That allows both Dantzler and Gladney to play flat-footed and aggressive, with Anthony Harris also over the top to help protect deep. The ball goes quickly outside, and the Vikings are able to rally and stop the Panthers to bring up 4th down. While that blitz look hit home a couple times, it also leaves your secondary on an island. When Zimmer blitzes both of those linebackers that are walked up, that leaves the secondary in cover 0 or cover 1 behind it. Without true edge threats, teams would often be able to block things up well enough to get the ball off. That left Minnesota's defense susceptible to big plays. In this look against the Lions, the Vikings are also bringing Harrison Smith down to the line of scrimmage and send him on a blitz for 7 total rushers. The Lions only have 6 in protection. Stafford understands that, and Detroit has a rub route called outside, which is perfect to exploit a man coverage defense. The Vikings aren't able to get home and have spaced the blitz poorly so that the Lions' left guard can wall off one of the defenders while still staying engaged with another. That gives Stafford time to get the ball off to his receiver downfield. Those double A gap looks burned the Vikings more than they got home. Getting pressure was still an issue even when Zimmer was able to scheme up free runners or mismatches. Rookie corners are usually bad and they struggle early on, and that was the case with Dantzler and Gladney. Both improved a lot as the season wore on, but that didn't stop teams from exploiting some of the blitz looks. If you play off outside to give yourself cushion in man coverage, teams can hit you outside like Rodgers and the Packers did on this play. The Vikings are trying to disguise and show a too-high look, but they're really in man coverage with no safety help and the linebackers dropping into slant windows. Since the corners are off, though, it gives an easy access throw on an out route to the top of the screen to Davante Adams. The Vikings really struggled to get home, and their sack total was cut in half from 2019. When you're asking linebackers or defensive ends to drop and cover guys in man coverage, you're bound to get burned. And the Vikings almost really had no option with the lack of production on the edge. Zimmer did adapt, though, and Minnesota started to run some double B gap looks later in the season when both Barr and Kendricks were out with injury. By widening those linebackers out to the B gaps, that helps them in their ability to bail and get to their spot a little faster. The A gap mug look can be really effective, but it takes good athletes at the linebacker position to get out and under the passing lanes as you bail out from it. To combat the double B gap look, the Buccaneers are doing a 4-man slide to the right. That leaves the left tackle isolated with the running back working a dual read and protection. He's responsible for the walked up linebacker number 50 as his first responsibility, and any other defender like a nickel or safety as a secondary read if that linebacker doesn't come. Similar to Carolina, Minnesota gets Tampa to devote one more guy than they need to in the slide protection. Zimmer is only bringing 3 guys from the guard over for the Buccaneers' 4 offensive linemen to block them. That leaves the center with nobody to block. This blitz is really for Shamar Stephen, number 93. The Vikings widened the left tackle with an outside pass rush, and the linebacker walked up in the B gap has the responsibility of getting the running back to commit to picking him up and then moving the left guard off of the defensive tackle. With that move, he pulls 2 separate blockers and opens up a lane for the defensive tackle to wrap around. Brady is Brady, so he gets the ball out, but it creates enough pressure to force the incompletion. Comparatively, when the Vikings now bail from that double B gap look, it's much easier for the linebackers to get to their landmarks. The Vikings are running cover 3, and the middle linebackers walked up in the gaps are passing off any vertical seams. Without seam responsibility, that means they need to first wall off any crossers. As soon as the ball is snapped, you can see both look to the sideline to check for any in-breaking crossers coming towards them. They're immediately in the lane to collect those routes. If none come, they continue to sink and absorb anyone that enters their zone. Both linebackers are quickly in position to prevent any hot route throws, and the blitz look created 2 one-on-one situations to the left side of the line. The scheme is there, but the production just wasn't. The Vikings had a team pressure rate of just 21.6%, which was dead last in the NFL. In 2019, the blitz looks and A-gap walk-ups got home. It really comes down to personnel. Having Danielle Hunter and Everson Griffin as well as a healthy linebacker duo makes a huge difference. That same exact double A-gap look against the Lions in 2019 gets home. You can scheme matchups and lineman blocking nobody all you want, but without someone to win a one-on-one, it puts the secondary in an incredibly tough spot. The Lions give a full slide and are forced to lead their tight end on Danielle Hunter. Zimmer again gets a lineman blocking nobody. The scheme works just as it did in 2020, but the personnel is the difference. The Vikings defense, while bad in 2020, should see massive improvement in 2021. The return of their blue chip players and a year of work for the rookie corners will make a world of difference. A team that struggled to stay in the race for most of the year will jump back into competing for the NFC North title. They have talent on all 3 levels on both offense and defense now, and if those players get going in combination with what Zimmer is working on defense, the sky is the limit for the 2021 Minnesota Vikings.